I just want to thank everyone for coming. My name is Samantha Little, and I helped Johnny with this referral process, and I gave him his assessments. Anything that we discussed today in this room is completely confidential. Um, Anything that we say is just used to help Johnny in his academic needs. So, Johnny is an 8-year-old. He's in second grade. The dates of the evaluation were done on November 15th, November 26th, and December 3rd of this year. The reason why Johnny was referred, he was actually referred from his teacher because she noticed that he was having a difficult time reading. He would get frustrated. His reading levels are lower than most students in his class. He's having a hard time with reading, writing, and he often gets frustrated because of it. He gets off task frequently and needs to be redirected. Johnny has a difficult time completing his work and following directions. The suspected area of disability is a specific learning disability in language arts, reading, writing, and spelling. A little bit about Johnny is his fall assessment shows that he was below average in reading, writing, and fluency. Johnny did repeat kindergarten. Some modifications that the teacher has made, some accommodations to help him. In the meantime, in the classroom, is she actually moved his desk closer to him so that he's lengths away, so that anytime he does need help, she can be right there and help him. And she tries to keep him away from the chatty kids in the room, because we know that Johnny is a social butterfly, and if he gets a chance to talk with other kids, he's gonna take every opportunity to do so, which is great. We want Johnny to have great friends and to socialize, but there's a time and a place. So um, Johnny Johnny is a very sweet boy. He he gets along with his peers. He comes to class prepared. Um, he does try his best when he's interested in the subject, but when it comes to reading or writing or spelling, he just shuts down and really refuses to do that. He doesn't want to attempt to do those things. Um, we did do the Woodcock-Johnson test with Johnny to see where his academic strengths and weaknesses is. This is a test that lets us know where he needs help, and it actually lets us know where he does really well as well. We did do a clinical evaluation of language fundamentals. This will help to let us know where the reading instruction should begin, where we should start with Johnny. We also did a classroom observation and a parent interview with Mrs. and Mr. and Mrs. Knox to see if these behaviors that he's having, is it something that we need to put a behavior plan in place. And the last assessment that we did with Johnny was the test of written spell and the TWS4 to see if his difficulties in reading is affecting his spelling as well. I did the assessments with Johnny, and I pulled him from his class. We went into a quiet room. He was very chatty, very friendly. He had a lot of questions. He wanted to know why he was chosen to come do this test with me, and how come somebody else didn't do it? Why didn't I choose somebody else? He got playing with his pencils and putting it off his list and pounding it off his head when I would give him a word when he was thinking. He was fidgety, but he still got his work done. He still did what I asked him to do. So the results for the TWS4 actually puts Johnny in the average range. His standard score was at a 105, which makes him average. His percentile, he was at the 60. He was in the 63rd percentile, which means Johnny scored the same or better than 63% of the students in the normative sample at his age level. Johnny's age equivalent score was an 8.9. This means Johnny is spelling at the age of an 8-year-old, 9 months. Excuse me, sorry about that. Johnny's grade equivalent is a 3.7, which means his spelling score is comparable to an average third grader in the seventh month. Um, because of his behavioral issues that were concerned, Mr. and Mrs. Knox brought it up. His teachers brought it up that he just seems to get off task easily and gets frustrated. They're concerned that because he's having a hard time with reading and writing, with the language arts itself, that it gets him frustrated to the point that he doesn't want to do it. So what we wanted to know if the behaviors were happening at home as well, or if it was just happening in the school setting. So we conducted the behavior assessment system for children. We sent that home with you, and then we took the scores from your questionnaire, and the scores